Hi, thanks for watching. This is Jessie, and this review, the preview, is going to be on Life and Death and Giants by Rindo. This is the first Rindo book that I've read, but I have since added a few to my to-read list after finishing this book. I want to give a huge thank you to NetGalley for providing a digital review copy of this book. I couldn't put it down. It was so good. It made me feel like I did the first time I watched Big Fish or the first time I read The Story of Edgar Sawtelle. It's got those magical realism, larger than life elements, supported by some incredible character building. I can't even, Rindo's a master character builder in this because while the story was about Gabriel, who was born 18 pounds, and I believe he got to over 9 feet and hundreds of pounds. Like, I think it was something like 500 or 600 pounds. The story is actually told in piecemeal by various characters whose lives orbited around Gabriel. So Gabriel was born to Rachel. Rachel was actually taken in a wagon or like a trailer on the back of a horse, and she was covered up by her oldest son, Jasper. Jasper drove Rachel to the town's veterinarian, Thomas Kennedy, who delivered Gabriel, and shortly thereafter, Rachel passed away. Jasper ended up raising Gabriel for a while, and then Jasper died. And then Thomas, who had been taking Gabriel with him on veterinary calls on Friday, Thomas heard Gabriel screaming when he had gone out to look for his brother Jasper. And so at that point, he grabbed Gabriel and he took him to his estranged grandparents. His grandparents were Hannah and Josiah, who are Amish, and they, of course, taken Gabriel. At this point, Hannah is ecstatic because she was never happy with the Amish community's decision to turn their backs on Rachel when she got pregnant and refused to name who the father was. And then again, when she got pregnant with Gabriel, she also refused to name who the father was. But it's their grandchild, and they won't turn him away. So Hannah's really, really happy about this situation. They do kind of fold him into the Amish lifestyle, and he learns how to do the things on the farm that need doing. He learns how to work with animals, and he discovers that he has an uncanny relationship with animals. They trust him more than they trust almost any other human. He is pulled out of public school. He goes to the Amish school. And then somebody sees Gabriel out in the field, and he's tossing bales of hay in the air like it's nothing. So they contact the grandparents, and they're like, he needs to be playing baseball. So they put him out on the baseball field, and he plays that for a while. And then the high school coach, Trey, he's the high school coach, but he's a disgraced college football coach who has always lived in the shadow of his famous father, who is an NFL football coach. And he's in this place because of a nasty divorce. And he sees Gabriel, and he sees an opportunity to redeem himself, not career-wise, but as a person. And he kind of takes Gabriel under his wing, and he himself sees himself as a kind of father figure to Gabriel since he's his coach. In the meantime, Thomas has still tried to keep up a relationship with Gabriel as much as he could. He still takes him out on veterinary runs. Thomas is also in a position of somewhat of a father figure to Gabriel. So you have Hannah, and tangentially you have Josiah, her husband, the grandfather. You have Thomas, you have Trey, and then you have Billy. Now, Billy is the bartender, and Billy has been carrying the guilt of Rachel getting pregnant for a long time. it's not his fault Rachel got pregnant. He saw Rachel go into his bar at one point. She was with a boy, and then she proceeded to talk to like the whole bar, which he thought was really weird because she had always been so quiet and subdued up until he saw her that night, and then shortly thereafter she ended up pregnant. So in Billy's mind, he could have done something. He could have stopped her from leaving. He could have contacted her parents, something to prevent this from happening because of what happened later when she got basically exiled from the Amish community. And he becomes Gabriel's, if not biggest fan, at least a huge fan and biggest cheerleader, because he has his pictures up on the bar. He plays the games that he's in in the bar on the TVs, and he buses people to see Gabriel's games. So he is also, while maybe not a huge part of Gabriel's life, his life is affected by Gabriel's existence. So you kind of see this whole town kind of orbiting around Gabriel. So Gabriel goes to college, and he ends up playing football at college. I'm going to try not to give too much away, so this is going to be kind of short review, but it was a really incredible book. I was thinking about it when I wasn't reading it, and normally, because this was on my Kindle, I usually read my Kindle books at night, and I will read a physical book during the day. When I wasn't reading it, I was thinking about it, and so I'm taking a little bit longer than I thought to read the other book that I started, which was the physical book, because I would start reading the physical book, and my mind would just kind of wander back to this book. It was a really, really well written, well thought out book with incredible characters that I came to feel for, and they all had their own voice. It was incredible the way that going from one part to the next, you shifted along with the character, and it wasn't jarring, which is really hard to say when you're doing different points of views. I can't stand books that have multiple points of view like this. The Golden Spoon is the one that immediately comes to mind that really put me off of multiple point of view layouts, but this one worked, and it worked really well, and it worked to build up who Gabriel was and how he grew up and who he became and the things that he experienced. It really worked well to tell his story while also quietly giving you the story of the other people, the other characters. So it was a really good book. I really recommend it. It comes out today from, hold on. I had the publisher. Oh my God, St. Martin's Press. So it comes out today from St. Martin's Press. So check it out. It is well worth the read if you liked Edgar Sawtelle, if you liked Big Fish, if you like there was another one. The Little Giant of Aberdeen County. That one was another one that came to mind. So if you like those kinds of stories, you're gonna just eat this book up. It was really good. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe below.